Most diets focus on one thing, eating less. But when it comes to stress fat, it's not just about calories, it's about hormones. And if your diet isn't addressing cortisol, it's keeping you stuck. In this video, I'm going to break down why your diet isn't helping you lose stress fat, the hidden mistakes that keep your body stuck in fat storage mode, and what's actually going on beneath the surface. Stick around until the end because I'll be sharing the biggest diet mistake that I see women making when trying to lose stress weight and how to finally break this cycle. Hi, I'm Lesha, a nutritionist specializing in burnout recovery for high-achieving women. After struggling with my own stress-related weight gain and helping women rebalance their hormones, I know firsthand that traditional dieting doesn't work when cortisol is the real issue. Let's get into it. Number 1, your body thinks you're in survival mode. When you're dealing with chronic stress, combined with restrictive dieting, your body enters what I like to call survival mode. It's like your body thinks it's in a constant state of emergency. And this isn't just about feeling stressed out. It's what's happening on a hormonal level. In response to stress, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Chronic stress dieting tells your body to conserve energy, not burn it. When you drastically cut calories, your body thinks there's a famine or a major threat, and it goes into survival mode, which results in holding on to as much fat as possible for protection. One of the places your body stores fat is in your belly, which is your body's way of ensuring that it has quick access to energy in case of emergency. This is not just some random fat storage pattern. This is a biological survival kicking in. And research supports this. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that chronic cortisol elevation led to increased abdominal fat storage. This study found that when cortisol levels are chronically high, fat tends to be stored more in the visceral area around the belly, making it harder to lose even if you're eating well and exercising. The body simply cannot burn fat efficiently when it is under constant stress. That is why even if you eat healthy, work out regularly, and get adequate sleep, you may still struggle with belly fat. Your cortisol is blocking your fat-burning hormones, and your body is stuck in a state where it holds on to fat, particularly around the belly, as part of a protective mechanism. This fat is not a result of too many calories. It's a result of hormonal imbalance, and more specifically, chronically elevated cortisol. I used to believe the typical weight loss advice: eat less, work out harder, cut carbs, and eventually the fat would melt off. I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing: cutting the calories, eating clean, cutting the carbs, working out 5 times a week. Yet I was still seeing that stubborn belly fat lingering around. Instead of losing fat, I felt like my body was fighting me every step of the way. I was tired all the time. My cravings were uncontrollable. And the more that I pushed myself, the more the belly fat seemed to cling to my body. I felt like I was doing everything right, but still I could not make progress. The moment I started understanding cortisol by incorporating stress management, eating in a way that supported my hormones, and aligning my nutrition with my body's natural rhythms, I finally saw changes. My energy improved, my cravings decreased, and more importantly, the belly fat that I had struggled with for years began to fade. Number 2, your cortisol is overriding your metabolism. When you're stressed, your body isn't just experiencing momentary tension. It's going through a full-on hormonal shift that affects everything from your mood to your metabolism. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, plays a central role in this process. What most women don't realize is that cortisol can override the hormones responsible for fat burning, like thyroid hormones, insulin, and leptin, the very hormones that help you burn fat and stay lean. When cortisol is elevated for long periods, those fat-burning hormones get suppressed. It's like cortisol has taken over the driver's seat, pushing everything else aside. Studies show that when cortisol is chronically elevated, it doesn't just affect your energy or your stress levels. It directly impacts your ability to burn fat. In a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, researchers found that high cortisol levels were linked to fat retention, especially around the abdominal area, by blocking the fat-burning process. This is why women can eat healthy and exercise, yet still see little to no progress in losing fat, especially around their stomachs. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's that your metabolism is working against you because stress is overriding your fat-burning hormones. I used to wonder why I could follow all the rules, eating healthy, exercising, and sleeping enough, and still feel like my metabolism was completely off. Every morning, I felt like I was waking up into a battle with my body. Despite all the efforts, the fat around my belly was not budging. It wasn't until I learned how cortisol disrupts metabolism that everything clicked. I realized that my stress levels, which were through the roof, were literally preventing my body from burning fat. It took me realizing that working harder wasn't the answer. It was about addressing the root cause, getting cortisol under control, and letting my metabolism do what it was meant to do. Number 3, your blood sugar crashes are keeping you stuck. If you've ever experienced the dreaded 3 p.m. crash where you feel wiped out, irritable, and completely drained, you're not alone. But this isn't just about your energy levels dropping. That crash is directly related to your blood sugar. When you skip meals, cut carbs too aggressively, or rely too much on caffeine, your blood sugar levels go on a roller coaster ride. As your blood sugar drops, your body releases cortisol to bring it back up. The problem is, this constant cycle of blood sugar spikes and crashes keeps cortisol levels elevated, making you feel more stressed, tired, and craving sugary snacks to fix the issue. This is a big reason why stress fat becomes so stubborn. The blood sugar fluctuations triggered by cortisol are a major contributor to fat storage, especially around the belly. It's a biological response. Cortisol increases fat storage when blood sugar dips because the body is preparing for an energy shortage. But the more that you feed this cycle, the harder it is to break free. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that rapid blood sugar fluctuations can increase cortisol levels and lead to fat storage, particularly in the belly. This means that what you eat and when you eat it plays a massive role in regulating your cortisol levels and preventing the stubborn fat storage around your stomach. For years, I tried to fix my metabolism by cutting carbs and eating less, thinking that I could control my weight with willpower. I'd skip breakfast or have a tiny salad for lunch, thinking it would speed up fat loss. But by 3 p.m., I was exhausted and my cravings for sugar were uncontrollable. It wasn't until I realized the impact of blood sugar crashes on my cortisol levels that everything clicked. By trying to save calories or cut carbs too much, I was actually raising my cortisol, which kept me in a fat storage mode. Instead of fueling my body properly, I was fueling a stress cycle that I couldn't escape. Once I started eating regular meals with balanced macronutrients, I noticed the massive difference. My energy became more steady, I stopped feeling like I needed sugar to keep going, and the fat around my belly finally started to reduce. I realized that the key wasn't about cutting carbs or restricting food. It was about giving my body the right kind of fuel at the right times to keep my cortisol in check. Number 4, your nervous system is in constant fight or flight. Your body doesn't care about weight loss when it's stuck in chronic stress mode. In a state of constant fight or flight, your body is in survival mode, and weight loss isn't a priority. Stress hormones, especially cortisol, dominate, pushing your body to hold on fat rather than burning it. Here are some signs that your nervous system is in overdrive. You wake up feeling exhausted, even after a full night of sleep. You constantly crave sugar and caffeine for energy. You feel wired but tired at the end of the day, unable to relax. I spent years thinking that my weight gain was just due to my lack of discipline or not working out hard enough. But the truth, I was living in constant stress mode. My body wasn't cooperating with my efforts to lose weight because it thought I was in danger. I'd wake up exhausted, crave sugar by mid-morning, and feel physically and mentally drained by afternoon. I was doing everything I was supposed to do, working out, doing keto, eating less, but nothing was working. It wasn't until I learned about the nervous system's role in fat storage that I finally understood why I couldn't lose weight. My body was stuck in a survival mode, holding on to fat for protection. When I started to prioritize calming my nervous system, focusing on reducing stress the right way, and working with my body's natural rhythms, I saw dramatic changes. My energy improved, the cravings subsided, and the fat around my belly finally began to decrease. I wish I had understood this earlier. The key wasn't in doing more or eating less. It was in learning how to get my nervous system back into balance. Number 5, your hormones are out of sync. When stress is high, cortisol isn't the only hormone at play. In fact, high stress disrupts a whole cascade of hormones, and this is where things get really complicated for fat loss. For one, insulin, the hormone responsible for regulating blood sugar, can become imbalanced, causing spikes and crashes in energy levels, which leads to more cravings and fat storage, especially around your belly. High cortisol also impacts estrogen, contributing to increased belly fat and slows down the thyroid hormones, which reduces your metabolism. So when your hormones are out of sync, no amount of dieting or exercise will truly address the root cause of your weight gain. In addition, as cortisol interferes with your thyroid, it can make fat burning even harder as your metabolism slows down to conserve energy. This is why no matter how much you cut calories or exercise, your body may hold on to stubborn fat. A study published in Endocrinology showed that elevated cortisol levels can actually lower thyroid function, leading to a slower metabolism and greater fat retention. It's like trying to lose weight when your metabolism is on slow motion. For years, I tried everything to lose weight, restricting calories, going keto, increasing my workouts, and getting frustrated when my body wasn't responding. I was doing what the gurus and fitness bros recommended, all the shirtless ones, but my belly fat would not go away. Little did I know, my hormones were working against me. My cortisol was out of whack, my insulin levels were all over the place, and my thyroid wasn't doing its job properly. It wasn't until I understood that hormonal balance is the key to effective weight loss that things started to click. It was like fighting a battle I didn't even know that I was in. Once I began to support my hormones, including addressing cortisol levels, my body started shedding fat. I noticed less bloat, fewer cravings, and my belly fat began to diminish. The best part, I didn't have to starve myself or spend hours at the gym. Now I teach my clients the same approach, working with their body's hormones, not against them. Understanding this has been a game changer for me, and it's made all the difference in finally losing the stubborn weight that has been stuck for years. I want to know, have you been stuck in the cycle of dieting harder but still struggling with stress fat? Which one of these mistakes have you been making? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear which one stood out to you the most. Now I want you to imagine waking up each morning feeling energized and clear-headed. Instead of dragging yourself out of bed, hoping for just a few more minutes of sleep. Picture your day unfolding with stable energy, no more crashes, and no more frantic sugar cravings or excessive hunger. What if losing that stubborn belly fat wasn't about calorie restriction or punishing workouts, but about working with your body's natural rhythms, allowing your hormones to do the heavy lifting for you? That's what happens when you stop blaming yourself for stress fat that you're holding on to and instead start supporting your metabolism the right way. By balancing cortisol, choosing the right foods, and following a strategy that aligns with your body's needs, you'll start seeing real, lasting results. No more feeling like your body's working against you. Instead, you'll be able to get the results that you want with less effort, less frustration, and more vitality. If you've been stuck in the cycle of dieting hard, working out even harder, and struggling with stress fat, it's time for a new approach. Download my free guide From Exhausted to Energized, the high achieving woman's step-by-step guide to restoring energy and balance. Inside, you'll discover exactly how to reset your cortisol levels, fuel your metabolism the right way, and finally start seeing lasting results without depriving yourself or burning out even more. Now that you know the hidden connection between cortisol and belly fat, you won't want to miss my next video, How I Conquered Stress Fat and Transformed My Life. In this video, I'll share the real-life strategies that I use to turn things around and the exact steps that you can follow to do the same. If that video is already published, you'll be able to click on it on the end screen. If you don't see it yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified when it's released. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.